You asked, I listened, and today I deliver. I'm going to tell you how to get your hair to look like this. Hello ladies, and welcome to today's video. This is one of those days where I am tiptoeing into this arena of beauty once again. You know I only have one other beauty video and I'll link it up here above. And it was about my makeup routine, but today we're talking all things hair. I think probably more than any question I get, other than how do I organize my clothes, my closet, which is not a great story, but other than that, I think this is probably the #1 question I get on repeat is how do you do your hair? And I think that's for two reasons. First of all, I think a lot of us as we get older, we do want to go more relaxed cut. In fact, that's very modern, right? To keep your hairstyle more relaxed. It looks more youthful that way. So there's that. Because I'm doing that, I'm not straightening it like I normally do. And so this is definitely my more relaxed cut. But I think another reason that we want to know is because we're just naturally curious about how other people do their routines, right? And as women, I think one of the routines that we are curious about other people is how does she do her hair? How does she do her hair? Because that's not something we see, right, on a normal basis. So today we're going to break it all down for you. Even if you don't want your hair to look like this, I do have some things to share with you. So I hope you'll stay with me all the way through the video. And if we haven't met yet, let me introduce myself. My name is Kay. I blog at dressformyday.com. I'm a happily married mother of 2 adult children and a daughter-in-law. And I live in Ohio, and I'm a pastor's wife, and I love what I do because I get to encourage women 50 and above mostly simply to show up big for their day. All right, so let's get talking about my hair. Now, the reason I even started wearing my hair this way is because when it is hot and humid, we moved from Arizona to Ohio about 2 years ago now. And of course, we're back into the humidity. I grew up in Georgia, so I grew up in humidity, so it's not new to me, but I had been out of it for about 15 years. And my hair looked so good in Arizona. I will show you some pictures here. It just looked great. It was so easy to have good hair in Arizona, y'all. If you want to have a good hair day, go to Phoenix. But when we moved here, and especially during the summer, and it's just so hot and humid, I needed a hairstyle where it would stay because I would straighten it, I would flat iron it, and then it would get all frizzy as the day went on. So I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go curly. So originally I wanted to go curly. But what I learned is that is a huge undertaking. It involves a lot of different products. It involves drying your hair a certain way, really kind of babying those curls. And I just didn't have the patience for it. If you do, kudos to you. That is great. But I just didn't have the patience for that. So I just decided to just go wavy because the whole beach wave thing was kind of in. I'm not really into making my hair look like beach waves, but this is actually how my hair naturally dries, as you're going to see in a minute, with a little help. And so let me tell you about the products I use first of all. I really don't use a lot. I am in the process of letting my hair go gray. And so that's why it's pretty silvery gray on the top, and then you see some yellow down in the bottom. It's really just, I've never put a lot of color on my hair. I've just been highlighting it for years, but I haven't put any color on my hair, I think, for almost a year now. So I'm definitely going gray, and this is what it looks like. And but because of that, I do want to use a good shampoo. So I started using Hair Biology, I guess about a year or 2 ago. This is not a sponsored video, by the way. I've seen other YouTubers do sponsored videos with Hair Biology, but they've not offered me one. And nothing against that, because I'm all for a good sponsored video by all means, but I just want you to know that nobody's paying me to say that I love Hair Biology. This is a line that is only available through Target. as far as I know, and they have, I think, like 4 different formulas. There's one for colored hair, there's one for silver, that's silver for gray hair, there's one that's moisturizing, and then I think there's one that adds body. And then they also have some extra products under each of those lines. The one I use is one that adds a little silkiness. It's an oil that adds some silkiness and it keeps your hair light, but really adds a little bit more moisture. So what I do is I simply wash my hair. I try to only wash my hair like twice a week, but with this hairstyle, sometimes that gets a little hard because honestly, it does not look as good on day, let's say 3 and 4 with this hairstyle as it does when I straighten it and flat iron it. So that said, I wash my hair when I need to, and then I wrap it in this little towel, little hair wrap thing, okay, because it really does dry my hair kind of evenly throughout while I'm putting my makeup on without damaging it, without pulling a lot on it. And I really do think it keeps my hair soft and healthy, and yet it also gets it dry for a little bit, you know, because I want it a little bit dry. So when I take my hair out of this towel, then I have really just damp hair. And you can see that it has a little bit of wave in it. And I go ahead and I comb it out. Now see, if you were trying to really nurse some curls back into your hair, I don't think you do that. I don't think you are supposed to comb it out, but I do. So I comb my hair out, and then I just kind of scrunch it up a little bit with my hands, with my fingers, and I work that product into it, that Argan oil by Hair Biology. I work a little of that into it. I just use one little squirt of that oil, put it in my palm of my hand, rub those together really good and work them through my hair. And then I just scrunch it a little bit more, just kind of, you know, cultivating those waves a little bit. I don't really part my hair. I just let it kind of part where it naturally does. So I use a Dyson hairdryer, and this is it. It's big, and look how long this cord is. It is like monstrously long. It has this big power pack on it right here too, so it's kind of heavy, but it is a good hair dryer. I do like it, and you can see that each of the appliances pop off real easy like this. I mean, just so easy, and it has a magnetic force. So that's really easy, but you do need a hair dryer with the diffuser attachment. So you don't have to use a Dyson. I bought it one year when I had lots of naughty notes and I wanted to take the plunge, but I don't think this is necessary to get this hairstyle, but you do need the diffuser. Now you also need one that has the cooling button on it. So the Dyson hairdryer has a little cooling button down here. You'll see me using that in the video footage. And it also has different settings for, you know, intensity and different setting for heat. And that's important because I do my bangs first. I use a round brush on them. This is the round brush I use all the way through my hair when I'm straightening it. But I just use it on my bangs here just to kind of get them where I want them and just to kind of get them, you know, going the right direction. And I just go ahead and use a kind of a high heat here and high intensity because I'm just doing my bangs. But I don't ever blow the hairdryer, the heat onto my hair except for intentionally. So I try to turn the hairdryer off when I'm moving it, when I'm doing my hairstyle like this. Does that make sense? Like I go ahead and I put it to my hair and then I turn it on. I use some heat, then I use the cooling button, then I use some heat again and the cooling button, and then I turn it off before I move away from my hair. That way it doesn't blow my hair all hither-thither. The rest of my hair, I do start off by turning my head upside down, letting my hair hang down, and applying some, I'd say medium speed heat. This is just another way too, also just to get it dried a little bit more before I really start concentrating on those waves and curls. So I do that as much as I need to. You know, I can't really tell you exactly how long, but again, I'm applying heat, then I push the little cool button, and I do that for a little while, and then I apply some heat again, and the cool button. I just kind of keep going back and forth with that. That cooling button helps whatever you've done, it helps it to set. And so the last thing I want to apply to my hair is the cooling button, and then I turn it off, turn the appliance off, remove it, and then I move on to the next section. So when I lift my head up, this is about what it looks like. And you can see it's still damp throughout, but it is beginning to get a little body. Now the next thing I do is I just kind of scrunch up a good chunk of my hair, the bottom of it, I scrunch it up towards my head. I apply the hair dryer with a diffuser attachment to that. Then I turn the appliance on, applying heat. I've got it turned down fairly low here, but good heat. So I apply some heat and then I push the little cooling button, and I do that for a while, and then I heat it again. And generally I heat it until it's just hot and I can't handle it. And then I turn the cooling button on and I cool until my finger is tired. and then I heat again, and then I cool again. And then, like I said, the final thing you want to do is the cooling, because that's what sets those waves or those curls. Then I turn the appliance off before I move the hair dryer away from my head. Otherwise it would blow all that all over the place. And then I just do that all the way around my hair. So you can see that after I've done that, then if I just, I run my fingers through the hair, and it's maybe a little bit damp still. It's not completely dry. You don't have to get it completely dry, but you do want it dry enough to where this is going to be set. If I need to fix my bangs a little bit more, I go back in with the lowest speed setting on the hair dryer and like a medium heat, and I just fix my bangs where I want them, and then apply a little heat there and a little cooling, a little heat, a little cooling, turn it off, and then move that away, and then my bangs are kind of set where I want them. And then the final thing I do is I do put a little bit of hairspray. Here's what I use. I'll link to everything I'm using here, of course, in the description box below, so be sure to open that description box to look for all these goodies, for all these links. And I spray this is a really light hairspray. And I spray just a little bit, and always spray it from the bottom. So like I scrunch it or I fluff it up, and then I spray that spray from the bottom up so that it goes into the hair and doesn't weigh the hair down. And I just do that all the way around, a little bit of spray maybe on my bangs. It really just adds a little body more than anything. I think the beauty of this look is it is very natural looking, and it's easy because I don't even generally comb my hair for the next day or two. I just run my fingers through it. I can, put it behind my ears. If it starts not looking just great in the front, I just put it behind my ears a little bit. And I do think that a relaxed look like this is very modern, so it makes us older women look a little bit more youthful, and is very flattering. So that's how I do my hair. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to pay attention for at least the first 24 hours and answer any questions. And of course, even if you watch it later on, I'll try to get back with you with some answers. But I think I've covered it all. It really is not hard. Like I said, this hairstyle only looks good to me the very first day. The second day, it loses a little bit of its shine. It just loses some of its curl, and it looks a little bit straighter, and I have to maybe kind of go back in with some moisture and kind of flip it up again. It doesn't really work real well for me. So I don't prefer this hairstyle. I do like it, but I really prefer being able to straighten my hair, not just because I like the look, but because it does last me a good 3, 4, sometimes 5 days, and I'm all about convenience. What about you? Let me know, do you do your hair for some convenience too, or do you like to fuss with your hair every day? Let me know that in the comments below. All right, thank you so much for joining me today, ladies. I hope this was helpful to you, and be sure to check the links below for any information that you want, and check me out at my website at dressformyday.com. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel before you leave if you haven't already done that. You have a great day.